Have you ever stopped to wonder why pain exists? I'm not just talking about physical pain, like stepping on a Lego or stubbing your toe on the corner of a coffee table. I mean emotional pain, grief, loneliness, and despair. That feeling that you can't quite put into words, but you know it when it's there because it hurts. At first glance, it seems obvious. The world would be a better place without it, right? No more heartbreak, no more suffering, just happiness all the time. But would it actually be better? In today's episode of Open Tabs, I'm exploring why pain and suffering is important and actually necessary for our lives. So here's the thing, emotions don't exist in a vacuum. Sadness has context, pain has contrast. Think about happiness, excitement, joy. If that's all we ever felt, non-stop happiness, then eventually it wouldn't feel like happiness anymore. It would just be normal. Our brains adapt. It's called hedonic adaptation. Basically, we get used to a pleasure. Take for instance when you buy something new and exciting, whether that's a phone, a car, whatever. And 2 weeks later, it just becomes part of your life. Without the lows, the highs wouldn't register as anything special. Pain is what gives happiness its edges. Sadness is what carves out space in us, so that joy has somewhere to land. Now that doesn't mean suffering is some noble requirement that we should romanticize. There is such a thing as too much. When pain overwhelms us, when grief becomes chronic, or when life piles suffering on faster than we can process it, it breaks people. Trauma leaves marks. Depression can hollow you out, and not everyone bounces back. There is a threshold to what the human mind and body can tolerate, and when that threshold is crossed for too long, we disconnect emotionally, physically, sometimes permanently. Too much pain and we stop feeling anything at all. It's like the brain hits an emergency switch, an emotional shutdown. Numbness is not peace, it's exhaustion. So yes, suffering has a place, but it also has limits. And when those limits are crossed, the very meaning we're trying to find in pain begins to dissolve. Now let's flip the switch entirely. Imagine a world with no sadness, no discomfort, no disappointment, heartbreak, rejection. Nothing unpleasant. It sounds amazing, right? But there's a catch. If everything is good all the time, then nothing is truly good at all. Without sadness, there's no empathy. Without struggle, there's no growth. Without discomfort, we don't change. We don't learn. We don't move. It might feel like paradise for a while, but slowly, boredom creeps in. Apathy. The joy you once felt in the small things, laughing with someone, hearing your favorite song, watching the rain, it fades. Not because those things stop being beautiful, but because you stopped noticing. A world without pain might seem perfect, but it would be numb, shallow, lifeless. So what are we left with? We do need both, joy and sorrow, laughter and tears. Not necessarily in equal amounts, no one's asking for a tragedy buffet, but in balance. Pain helps us grow. It teaches us what matters, and it makes the joy when it finally comes all the more vivid. But too much pain can silence the soul, and too little can dull the beauty of life. There's a strange wisdom in learning to live between the two, in finding meaning through suffering. Not because we want to suffer, but because the alternative is a flat, meaningless existence. Maybe the goal isn't to eliminate sadness and suffering, but to understand them, to listen to what they're trying to tell us. Pain is not the enemy, and happiness is not the goal. Maybe what we're really looking for is depth, texture, something real, and sometimes what's real hurts a little. But maybe that's how we know that we are alive. Thanks for sticking around for another episode of Open Tabs. The Liminal Thoughts Discord server is up and it's running. If you want to be part of the community, join the Discord. The link will be the first link in the description below. That's all for me. Thanks for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed and I'll catch y'all on the next one.